What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, It's Carter TV, and you already know I'm back with another crazy story. You already know. Hold up, let me brush it up, let me make it look fuzzy, let me make it look good for y'all. Nah, but this story is about me when I was a little bit younger than I am now. You know, I was around 21 at the time. Instagram wasn't really popping like that, but it was like a little movement. It was like a little movement at the time, and basically this story is about me. I had met this woman was like mid 40s on Instagram. You feel me? She stumbled upon my page on Instagram, and she was just liking that stuff. At first I thought it was like one of those pages where somebody who don't really like you but stalking you, or somebody who watch your page from time to time. I thought it was honestly a fake page. That's what I thought it was. I thought it was a fake page. And the reason why I thought it was a fake page, because it had a lot of memes on it. It had nothing but memes on it. It had nothing but, non-profile pictures on it. You know what I mean? Until I noticed, like, at the very bottom of the page where all the pictures is at, there's about 3 different photos on there of a woman's face. Now, the woman, she looks very good for her age. She looked young. Like I was saying, around early 30s. That's how young she looked. But, I found out she was a little much older than that. I will scroll down the page. I was just curious about the page and everything, because I'm like, yo, this page is always liking my pictures. And I stumbled upon it. I looked through it. And I saw like 3 main pictures of a woman, face, like two pictures had face shots. So I'm like, all right, she a little pretty in the face. And one picture had a body, but it was like further away. So you could, I don't know how well you look at pictures, but when people look at pictures, they look for details. They look in the backgrounds. They looking at the face. They looking at the body structure. They looking at feet. Anything that's in that picture, people are looking at. Like, they in a zone with it, right? So I was trying to find something to have me think, like, who is this lady? Who is this lady, right? Mind you, these are only 3 pictures on the page. So, looked at it. I didn't think nothing of it. About a week after that, me looking through it, she wrote me. She wrote me on one of my pictures, and she was like, hey, do you have Kit? Remember that Kit Messenger that everybody was rocking with? She had that, and she was like, hey, if you got Kit, write me on there. And at the time, I had my Kit in my bio. And I guess she was like, write me on Kit or something like that. And I'm like, I'm not writing you. I hate when people text you or inbox you or DM you and be like, call me. Motherfucker, you call me. You wrote me. I ain't write you. Like, what's up? Like, but anyway, she did that. And I guess I didn't write back fast enough, because she looked through the page, and I guess she saw my Kit, screen name, and she wrote me. She was like, hey, whatever. And I'm just like, what's up? Like, now her Kit profile had one of the same pictures that was on IG. It was a picture where she was standing up far away from the camera. So I'm like, this is probably the same lady. So me and her, exchanging conversation, basically trying to figure out who one another is. I gave her a whole fake name. I'm not even gonna lie. Off rip, I gave her a fake name. I told her my name was James. Like, I ain't know this lady from a hole in the wall. She could have been a girl that I messed with and trying to sabotage me or trying to expose me or whatever the case may be. She could have been a whole dude who was low-key gay, and you know what I mean? It was just so many things running through my mind about this page and about this name. And I know people probably like, yo, why you wrote it? I was bored. I was young. When you young and you do dumb shit, you do dumb shit. Everybody has done dumb shit when they was young. I don't want to hear no bullshit on these comments. I'm like, oh, I would never do that. You lying, because you did some dumb shit when you was young, nigga. But anyway, back to the story. So, wrote this lady, whatever. We exchanged conversation. We was talking for about a good week straight, just about who each other is. I'm giving her a fake profile of who I am, a whole fake profile. She asking for birthdays and all that. And then she finally asks, like, a week after talking, because when we first talked, we was just talking about bullshit. We didn't really get personal about with each other. We were just talking about bullshit, about what's going on in the world, and this and that, and this and that, and the third. And then we stumbled upon each other, and it was about like, yo, where you from, and who you live with and all that. And I'm giving this lady bullshit answers off rip. I'm giving her bullshit answers. I'm like, I live with my pops. It's just me and him. It's just me and him or whatever. She like, oh, that's what's up. And then she's like, how old are you? And because when I said that, she probably looked like, you live with your pops. Then she was like, how old are you? I was just like, I'm 21. She was like, oh, okay. And then she kicked back. And I was just like, why? Is something wrong or something? She was like, I'm a little older than that. And I said, what's a little older than that? She's like, I could be your mom. Just say that. So I was like, you're a much older woman. That's what's up. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, we just talking, right? She like, you right. She's like, you got a little game to you because, I'm spitting game. At the time, I didn't know what I was saying, but I was saying some shit. And then she was just like, you mad, mature for your age? I said, of course, I'm grown. Like, I'm a grown man. Like, so, and then she was like, you have any kids? At the time, I had one kid. At the time. I had one kid at the time. She was like, I got 2 kids. And I was like, and she's like, my oldest is close to your age. Close to my age or is my age? Then she said she had another one who was about like 13 or something like that. But anyway, so this lady, she was like, oh, what she said, I was married and I'm, she was like, I'm in my 2nd marriage right now and it's whack, it's boring, da-da-da-da. This where it got crazy because she was just like, yeah, my life was boring, da-da-da-da, and then da-da-da-da, and then she was like, what you doing right now? And then I was just like, I'm trying to go see this girl about some cheeks. She said, about some cheeks? What you mean by some cheeks? I was a lady, I'm trying to get some ass. And I said it just like that. I'm trying to get some ass. She's like, damn, you straightforward like that? I'm like, yeah, it depends. Like, I've been talking to this girl for a minute. I'm trying to get some. She was like, how you approaching it? I'm like, this girl know I want her. She's sending me nudes and everything. Now, when I said that to her, right, she kind of caught the idea. It's like, oh, you not playing games. She's like, what kind of nudes she sending you? I'm like, she's sending me nudes, but she covered the top and she in the shower and she covering her legs. Like, it was whack nudes. But it was giving me ideas, basically, what I was saying to her. She was like, see, you messing with them young girls. You need to get you an older woman. Older women send you nudes. They send you lingerie pictures. And they'll come get you and, do what they do. Hey, I was like, oh, really? She was like, that's what you would do? She was like, yeah, I would. I'm like, yeah, you chatting now. You all talk, miss. She like, I would. Then when I said that, I was like, yeah, okay. So you be sending your husband nudes? She was like, nah, he's boring. Then she was like, I would send you something like this. And she sent me a whole nude. Well, not a nude. It was her in lingerie. You feel me? Nice red lingerie. And what she did was she covered the nipple part. And then everything else. You could see her vagina. She was a Hispanic woman. But what she also did was she cut the head off. This would make me real skeptical after that. Like, you sent me a whole nude. You cover out the nipples, but you cut your head off. So I couldn't see her head. I could just see the body. And in the lingerie, she posed. But you could basically much see that her titties was probably out. Her nipples was probably showing. You could see that she was a Hispanic woman because of her skin. In the background, she had a Puerto Rican or Dominican flag, one of the two in the background. And her vagina was fat as hell. I seen that shit. It was a little hairy, but it was fat as hell. You feel me? So I'm like, oh, wow, that's what you were saying. She like, yeah. I said, why you chopped off the head part? If that's you in the profile, you shouldn't be scared about. She like, yeah, but I don't know. People like exposing people, people in this day and age. And I done seen my homegirl get exposed. And then she sent me a voice note, so I heard her voice. Now, when you send a voice note, if I find something slightly wrong with your voice note, I'm going to listen to it at least 4 or 5 times before I could be like, nah, this got to be a man sending me fake pictures. I'm real skeptical. Like, I really be on my guard when you're meeting people that you don't know and you're not really sure, you're not really sure if that's that person. So you got to really be on guard when you're talking to some random person. Y'all never linked. Y'all never FaceTime. Y'all never really spoke on the phone like that. Y'all never really seen each other in person, just through social media. You got to be real cautious, because sometimes it be people behind those pages. It could be a no offense to the gay dudes, but it could be a gay dude. It could be, you know, a gay woman who actually likes you but too afraid to tell you. You know, it could be, you know, an ex stalking you, using somebody else's pictures. You know, it could be one of your friends trying to destroy you by using somebody else's pictures. So you got to be real cautious of these pictures and these profiles and these people you exchange conversation with, because they may know you off rip and you don't know them. That's a red flag right there in itself. Now, if these people come out to you like who they are, then all right, it's different. But when motherfuckers is cutting off the head of their pictures and showing their body to you, you skeptical. You like, that's you? Like, so she eventually sent 3 more pictures. Now, these next 3 pictures, 2 of them had her face in it. And she was completely naked. And she's like, you don't mind a little hairy down there. She had the little bush. She had a bush. And the 3rd picture she took arching her back. You feel me? With her booty in the air, spreading her cheeks. So you know what I seen. Her vagina looked real nice. You feel me? You know, butthole wasn't too black. You feel me? She had the cheeks spread open. You feel me? She was like, yeah, I like it nasty like that. I'm like, you feeling real comfortable with me sending these pictures? She was like, yeah, I don't think you're going to expose me or nothing like that. I'm like, oh, wow. You got boy ready. You got me thinking about I should be talking to you instead of us. And then she was basically flirting with me from that point on. So she was like, oh, can I see what you working with? Then she started to switch it up and do the poppy, the you know how Spanish women talk. They get into their little sexy poppy. Oh, poppy, you should send me something to you. Me, I'm like, no, I'm too skeptical. So what I did was, and I know some of y'all niggas did this too, I took a fake picture of somebody else and sent it to her. Real fast, cause I didn't know who this lady was, and I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't trust it. Come to find out, she sent me real pictures of herself. I sent her whole pictures of some other nigga I found on the internet. I took a porn I seen. I said, let me crop that out. Send that to her. She was like, oh, you backing. So, you know, I made sure he was my skin tone. So she was like, oh, you bopping. And then she was like, I'm a little roused. And, you know, we kept talking. And then it got to a point where she was ready to link. She was ready to meet up. And I'm just like, I don't know. This way, we didn't meet for the first time because she was from California. She lived all the way in California. So I'm like, I ain't going to meet this girl no time soon, so I'm good. After I told her I was in New York and she was in California, she made her way to New York and told me, she's like, I'm in New York. And then she took a picture of 42nd Street. I'm in New York. I'm like, like, she did it like a week after we were supposed to have met the first time. She was just like, I'm in California. No, she gave me the address to her crib. And I'm like, sweetheart, you all the way in California. I'm all the way in New York. This ain't going to work. She like, oh, okay. So what I did when she sent me the address, I Google mapped that shit. I Google mapped the fuck up that shit. She was down there in the hood. She was look like she was in a Vatos hood. I'm like, oh, nah, you definitely not trying to get me, man. But she ended up coming to New York anyway. I never knew why she came to New York, but I'm hoping she ain't come to New York just to fuck with a young nigga. So around the summertime, this is when we first met. It was around August, like late August when I met her. She was like, I'm on 42nd Street. I'm staying out here for like a good week. I guess the 3rd day she was out there. So she was out the 3rd day she was out there. She told me she was out there. She was staying to that week. So it was like a Sunday to Sunday type situation. So she was like, I'm out here, whatever. So I'm like, all right. So I went the link. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If I die, I die. It is what it is. I went to link her. We linked on 42nd Street. You feel me? In a public place where there was a lot of people. It was still bright outside. It was around like 6 in the evening. And I told her to meet me like 42nd Street where the BBQs was. If you know New York, you know what BBQs is. Times Square, right? So what I did was I got there 2 hours early. And I waited. And I scoped the place. I had to make sure I remember what the lady looked like. And this how I know she was there. Because she was standing in front of the restaurant. She was there an hour after I got there. She was waiting there for a whole hour, not saying nothing. So I'm like, that's her. And I told her Pacific time, 6. I got there at 4. She got there at 5. So I posted up. I'm blending in. I'm in the cut. I'm chilling. Waited. 5 o'clock wrong. I'm assuming she popped up at 5. Because when she popped up, I seen her walk by. And I took my eyes off her. So I'm assuming she stopped and posted up too. So what I did, I was looking, scoping the spot out. Kept looking at my surroundings. You know, I'm paying attention who walked by. This particular lady stood out to me because she kept looking at the spot. And she kept doing, you know, one of these. She kept looking up, coming down. And then around 5:45, she was like, I'm here. So I'm like, you did? I'm on my way. She like, how far are you? I was like, I'm like 5 minutes. I'm 5 minutes. I'm about to get off this train. She like, okay. So I'm like, what are you wearing? Like, you know, so I could know who you are, Rick. She like, I'm wearing a red dress. Now, when she's telling me this, I'm looking across the street. I'm like, oh, that's really her. She came an hour early, too. I bet. At least I knew that was her, you feel me? At least I knew I was her. I'm like, what else you got on? And as I'm looking at her, I'm waiting for her to describe herself to me. She like, I got on red lipstick. I got on earrings. My hair's in a ponytail. And I got like on a little jean jacket, you know those half-waist jean jackets. She had on one of those. So I'm like, all right. So I peeped her, walked up to her. I'm like, hi, how you doing? I'm, James. She was like, oh, it's nice to meet you. She like, you tall, you cute. The lady was about 5'6" thick, like oatmeal thick, Snickers thick, butter pecan thick. You feel me? She was thuckums. I was just like, damn. Like, she was thick, like, you know, a woman with a nice backside, and when she walked, it jiggled, and it's all natural. That's what she had. I'm like, oh, it's jiggly. So we ended up going to eat, right? Went out to eat. Talk. We drank. I had one drink because I'm on guard. Remember, I'm on protect yourself mode still at this point. I don't know if this lady got people waiting for me, whoever she at. So she was just like, oh, you gonna have a drink? I had one drink. I had the Texas size drink. You know how I give it up with a shot of Henny in it. She had 2 of those Texas size drinks. Now, if you been to BBQs, you know them shit's big. She had 2 of those. She was feeling it. Oh, you want to come back to my room? I'm like, I might as well, because you tipsy, you falling all over the place. So after we eat, I get her back to her room. I'm still paranoid, y'all. I'm still paranoid. I'm looking around, like, making sure nobody. I'm looking, like, we going into a hotel. I'm looking to see who watching as we coming in. I'm looking at who getting on the elevator with us. I'm looking at the people at the front desk. I'm looking at motherfuckers, see if they read the newspaper, looking behind them. You know, I'm really on guard with it. Get to her room. She was on the 4th floor. Get to her room. She's stumbling to open the door with the car, so I help her get in. Nice room. Room is nice. She get in, she get comfortable, take off her shoes. Instantly take off her dress. She's in her panties with no bra on. Titties out. She had piercings on her nipples. I was just like, oh. She flops on the bed. Boom. I thought she went to sleep. I was like, oh, night must be over. I looked down at Buddy like, yeah, not the name. So as I'm about to wake my way to the door, she like, you leaving? I said, I thought you was asleep. She was like, no, not sleeping. She, came up on me and caressed me and all that. Started kissing and all that. It went down. Clapping them cheeks. Boom, boom. Clapping them cheeks, threw her against the mirror. Had her she was pressed against the mirror with her nipples on the window, and I was clapping them cheeks. Boom, boom. You hear, ah, papi, yes, get it, get it. Speaking Spanish shit, clapping the cheeks. Boom, put my thumb in her butt. Boom, she hollering. Boom, 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 boom. It was a movie in there. And you know when your boy finished, she wanna catch it. She wanna, I wanna catch it. I'm like, oh, you nasty. She opening me up right now. I'm a young nigga doing this with this older woman. I thought I was in a porn video. Clap them cheeks, boom, boom. After I clapped the cheeks, she crashed. She was snoozing. You know, fellas, if you watching this, you know if you give a girl that good D, she knock out before you, she's snoozing. You know. Some of y'all ladies be knowing that good D will put you out like a bad coma. Put out. It had to be about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night afterwards. So I was like, she done for the night. She was done for the night. Left her there naked, like hanging off the edge of the bed. Put my clothes on. Dipped to the crib. Oh yeah, I did strap up. I mean, I forget that. I did strap up. So after I did, she wrote me about 4 o'clock in that morning, like, why you left? Why you ain't spend the night? I had to leave, had to go to work. She was like, oh, okay. Now, this is the part where it get crazy for me, because over one night, and I feel like I ain't do too bad myself for dealing with a bunch of women older than me. I'm at work. This lady like, oh, where you at? I'm at work. Mind you, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. She pops up at the job. So I'm like, as I'm walking, I'm in the store, whatever, working in the store. I walk and I came across her. She like, oh, where you at? I thought you said you was at work. I said, I am. And as I'm walking by, I see her. She like, I don't see you. I'm like, I never told you where I work. She like, oh, I ain't know, She like, come on. So she tried to switch the subject. Wasn't feeling that. Red flag 1. Boom. Chill with her. I went back home. She went back to her hotel. She was ended up meeting her kids out. Well, her oldest child out here in New York. Her oldest child lived in New York with the father. And she was going to go link the child. So I was like, she's like, I'll be back. After she linked the child, she's like, oh, what she said? She said something to me in the message like, oh, mind you, this is still on Kit Messenger. All this, the way we communicate is Kit Messenger. She wrote me on Kit Messenger like, oh, I like your underwear you got on. Your boy went down. I'm like, what? I said, how you know what kind of underwear? Like, how you even know if I got on underwear? She like, you got on the gray ones. How you know that? She like, I looked at you. I looked down your pants, when we was walking together. I said, hell, bro, you was looking at me the whole time. And I think back like, damn, I looked the other way for a hot minute because I saw some other cheeks. Not even gonna lie, bro. I ain't even gonna lie. She was like, yeah. Then she was like, she said something like, you going to chill with your boy this weekend? And I'm like, yo, how would you know that I'm going to chill with him? I said, ain't y'all going to some party? And she was like, y'all going to some party, some West Indian party? Like, it was like she was reading the text messages through my phone without reading them through my phone. Boy, went to that party. Tell me why she popped up at that party. Never gave her the location, nothing. Never told her where it's at, nothing. She never went through my phone, nothing. She reminded me of one of them ladies, like, that was always smiling, but when she mad, that smile is not a smile. Like the lady of Harry Potter. Like that evil, short, little stubby lady of Harry Potter who always smiling. But when her smile turned deadly, it get crazy. Yeah, she had that. She had that smile. I'm in the party. I'm chilling with my mans, me and my mans. I'm dubbing something. I'm catching the dub. I'm dancing with a shorty. She pulled up and she ain't there smiling, looking at me like this. One of her eyes was twitching. I got scared. I'm like, well, I got scared. Bruh, I got scared. For real, for real. Boy, she was like, you having fun? I'm like, yo, what you doing here? How you found me? She like, yo, you having fun? The girl that was dancing, she's like, that's your mom's? That's your mom's? I'm like, nah. She like, yeah, I'm his mother, bitch. What? I'm like, yo, what you doing, bro? I'm just dancing. She like, no, we don't do that over here. Bro, she grabbed me by my pants and dragged me out the party, boy. Dragged me out the party, bro. I'm falling out the party. People looking like, oh my God. My man's like, yo, bro, where you? He was in the party doing him, so he walked around. He like, yo, boy, where you at? I got dragged out the party. Shorty had a car down the block, right? It was a guy standing in front of the car. She like, this him? She like, yeah, come on, get closer, get in the car, get in the car. I'm like, I'm not getting in the car with you. You dragged me out of the party. I don't even know who this man is. The nigga was smoking a whole cigar like, yo, get in. He said it just like that, get in. And she was like, you better get in. I got scared, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I felt the shit come down my heart into my stomach. I was that scared, bro. So she dragged me in the car. She like, where we go? He was like, where we going? Cause he was the driver. She like, drive around. She was like, take your pants off. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Take them off. I want some. I'm like, not in front of him. I don't know who that man is. She go, that's my ex-husband. What? You trying to ride this dick in the backseat of your ex-husband's car? Are you shitting me? He not gonna do nothing. He don't care. He wanna watch anyway. Bruh. Nah, I ain't with this. She like, come on, you scared? You scared? Yeah. The nigga had a shotgun in the passenger seat. Swear to God, he had a whole shotgun in the passenger seat, 12 gauge. And he had it sitting on his seat, like slanted up like this. I thought it was already set up to it could shoot in the back, because that's how it looked. It looked like he had like a string on it. And the moment he do something or he clicked a button, the shit was gonna go poof. I was scared. I was so scared. I threw her off me and jumped out the car. And the reason why she's been finding me all this whole time, because Kit had location on. I didn't know that. My man's like, yo, bro, where you was at? I said, bro, I had to jump out the car, bro. Like, Shorty was on me. He was like, Shorty was on you. I'm like, yeah, it was hectic. Once I turned the location off, like I found out 2 days later, the location was off. She didn't come looking for me. She didn't barely write me neither. She was like, I don't like how you was scared. You turned me off. From that point on, I didn't care if she was feeling some type of way, because now she was leaving me alone. You feel me? But the husband came around, and he ended up finding my mind. I'm outside chilling with my mans and a couple niggas I knew. He pulled up to the P's where I was at, and I'm looking at the nigga like, the fuck? Like, he came in with a trench coat on. Mind you, this is summertime. Why you walking around in a trench coat? So niggas looking like, yo, this nigga really got a trench coat on. He's walking by niggas. He ain't even notice I was sitting there. Until niggas said, he got a trench coat on like he ain't hot. The nigga heard, turned around and peeped me and was like, yeah, you the motherfucker I was looking for. Pulled out the shotgun and cocked the shit back. Niggas say, oh shit, and scattered. The shit went off. Boom! Everybody was, oh, they shooting. So the nigga eventually caught me in the corner. He caught me in the corner, surrounded eye. He's like, all you had to do was fuck my wife and let me watch. Fuck my wife and let me watch. I said, bro, you gonna kill me because I ain't fuck your wife in front of you, bro. Is you shitting me, bro? Really, bro? Look, all these people watching you. So the people on that P's, the projects that knew me, they was like, don't let him kill him. Da-da-da-da, help him. So the niggas out there was like, yo, they end up jumping on him. Boom, boom. They jumping on him, kicking him, punching him. He started tearing like I just wanted to watch. I was like, yo, this shit is too crazy for me right now. The police end up coming and snatching him away. I was like, I ain't know this man. All I kept saying, I don't know this man. He had a 12 gauge in the summertime with a trench coat on. Take him to jail. He belonged to jail. That's all I could tell you. I ain't want to get the information too much. I ain't want to get the police too much information because I ain't want it to be. I was just too scared. Like, I was over that. I said, I'm deleting Kit Messenger after this, man. This can't go on like this, man. All this, or for one night, like, Shorty wrote me after that, right, and was like, oh, my husband got arrested because of you. I said, no, you want to be stupid and trying to have me smash you in front of him. I wasn't with that. You could at least ask me something. She's like, I don't ask for things. I take what I want. He going to jail for attempt murder. I said, that's on you. You going to ride with him? Go do what you got to do. I was like, yo, Shorty, go about your day. She ended up going back to California before it got too hot for her. That's what made her dip. She dipped before that went down. She was writing me because she was already in California. It was like, he got her, he in jail. And she was mad at me because that went down. Apparently, that's the thing they into, like watching each other have sex and shit like that. They was into stuff like that. So I guess she was spicing up her marriage or whatever the situation is. Her moving on to another dude, being married to, he would low-key, like, watch from the windows type shit, like on some weirdo shit. He would watch and jerk off. Like, she was telling me all of this afterwards. That's like a fetish or some type of thing he copes with, and she would watch him have sex with dudes. Like, I'm like, yo, this is just too weird. I don't even want to hear about this no more. She was like, when he get out, he gonna come get you, and da-da-da-da. To this day, he's still in jail. To this day, he's still in jail. I deleted Kit Messenger after that. I ain't never hear from this lady again, man. I said, no more older women for me after this point. I'm done.